Yo, what's up guys? My name is MJ, and today I'm going to be answering the age-old question of how realistic is Forza Horizon 5? And to answer that question, I'm going to be comparing the BMW M4 in Forza Horizon 5 to my own BMW M4 in real life. And we have three different categories to test today. The first is speed accuracy. You know, how accurate is a 0 to 60? How accurate is the acceleration when you start from a roll? The second is sound accuracy. Did they do a good job with the engine note? You know, does it sound like the actual car sounds? And third is steering. How accurate does Forza Horizon 5 feel on a racing wheel compared to real life? So stick around to find out just how accurate Forza Horizon 5 is, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright, but up first is the speed test, specifically the 0 to 60 time. And I think this is a pretty perfect spot to test it on, so I'll have the timer on screen for you guys to see exactly how fast this 0 to 60 is. Oh wait, this car's tuned. Hang on, never mind. Wait, I'm being dumb. Hang on, my car's completely stock, and this is a maxed out M4 in Forza Horizon 5. Let me go buy a stock one real quick. But here we go, a black sapphire metallic stock F82 M4, just like mine. So now we'll have completely even cars. Alright, here we go. Now we're in the stock M4. Engaging launch control. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. We need traction at the beginning. And 60 right there. Okay, how fast was that? I have no idea, but you guys will be able to see it on screen. But now it's time to hop in my M4, see how accurate the 0 to 60 is in real life. Alright, boys. There is no one behind us, so let's slow down. Alright, left foot brake. Alright, here we go, boys. Are we ready for the 0 to 60? Here we go. Oh my god. And 60. Oh my god. That was insane. Oh my god. Wow, that was actually the first ever 0 to 60 I've ever done in this car. Alright, 3.8 seconds versus 4.5 seconds is actually a really big difference. You can see it at the start, I definitely got a better launch in Forza. In real life, I was definitely struggling for traction. But our next test completely eliminates traction from the equation because our next test is a rolling acceleration test. But real quick, if you're enjoying the real life car content and you're a car guy, when you're done with this video, make sure to go check out my second car channel. I actually just made it, and this is the first time I'm ever announcing it on my main channel, but I decided to keep this channel strictly Forza Horizon 5 and just make a second channel strictly for car content instead of trying to like mix. That's it. If you're into cars, make sure to go check out the second channel when you're done with this video. It'll be the first link in the description. Alright, and up next we're going to do a rolling pull so that traction is not a factor in this comparison. Alright, so we're going to pull it up to 30 miles per hour. We're going to stay in second gear. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Come on. Come on. 70 right there. Okay. Alright, I have no idea how fast that was yet again, but we're about to find out. So let's hop in the M4 and see how accurate the rolling acceleration is. Alright, let's actually do a 30 mile per hour pull so that traction isn't a factor in this test. So we're at 30 miles per hour. I guess we're at 31. We're at 33. 3, 2, 1, go. I actually had to let off, but that was right at 70, so I think we had a decent test right there. Okay, the rolling acceleration was way closer, but in Forza Horizon 5 it was still faster. So I think the Forza developers have some explaining to do. Cars in Forza Horizon 5 might actually be faster than their real-life counterparts. Alright, but up next is the sound test. How accurate is the exhaust note in Forza Horizon 5? This one should actually be a really quick test, so let's just get right to it. Brought myself all the way to Hotel Casetillo so that no other players would be around, and there would be no other noise drowning out this engine note. So, let's get some revs, let's do it. Alright, so that's what an M4 sounds like in Forza Horizon 5, so let's see how accurate that sound is to real life. I know a lot of people say the M4 with the S55s is a little bit raspy, but bro, Forza makes it way more raspy than in real life. I feel like the real life revs have way more of like a full engine note, if that makes sense. Like the tone is more full, it's less raspy. So for speed, the cars are a little bit faster. For sound, the cars sound a little bit worse. So for steering, let's find out. Alright, we're back on Forza, got the wheel cam now. This is my first time actually ever setting up my webcam to be a wheel cam. This is a little weird. I got a bunch of books stacked up, at which I can show you guys what this looks like. It's so like, hang on, I'm actually gonna take a picture of this and put it in the video. I literally set up my camera just on a stack of books, bro. Hopefully this thing stays for the entire recording, but it is time to test the accuracy of Forza Horizon 5 steering. Alright, but I think there's only one spot to test the handling on Forza Horizon 5, and that would be the mountain road. Alright, here we go. We're about to do the hill climb in the M4. Obviously, Forza Horizon 5 isn't the most realistic sim game. You know, obviously you got Assetto Corsa, you got iRacing. There's all sorts of like actually better sim racing games, more realistic sim racing games. To do with the drift. Sick. But yeah, Forza's driving physics are kind of right in between being an arcade game and a full-on sim game. Because yeah, the steering honestly feels like super loose. There's not like the most amount of feedback through the wheel. But I'm just used to playing wheel on Assetto Corsa, so those are like my gripes, honestly. You know, obviously the sim racing isn't going to be quite as realistic as something like Assetto Corsa, but it's still pretty dang good. Like the coding for the force feedback feels really good. Like it feels fairly realistic. Ooh, look at that drift. But yeah, biases aside, not comparing it to any other games, I mean, the force feedback is pretty good in Forza. Like, the steering wheel loads up the weight in the corner. Like, I can feel the weight loading up as my car enters the corner and I turn it more sideways. And as I exit, it loosens up. Like, it does feel pretty good. And obviously, your realism increases if you just spend more money on your racing wheel, so there's that to consider as well. I don't have, like, the most expensive racing wheel possible. I got a belt-driven one, just the Thrustmaster. Yeah, in conclusion, the steering on Forza Horizon 5 is pretty good. It's pretty realistic, but there's obviously some room for improvement considering that Assetto Corsa exists in iRacing. But, pretty good for what it is. Let's hop in the M4 in real life and see how similar it feels. Alright, but here we go. We're onto some decent handling roads. Let's see how this feels compared to the sim wheel on Forza Horizon 5. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot more raw, a lot more realistic, obviously. Yeah, dude, I mean, this car just eats corners. Little pull. Woo. Bro, I'll let you know right now, just feeling the downshifts, feeling the power, feeling the car turn. Bro, it's so much more fun than playing sim on Forza. Like, shift. But yeah, I mean, the force feedback on sim racing wheels are honestly pretty good nowadays. Like, the coding's pretty accurate to like how the weight loads up in the steering wheel as you enter the turn. You know what I'm saying? The steering gets heavier as you turn more, gets a little bit looser as you exit the corner. You know, like, it feels pretty similar, but obviously the main difference is you don't feel the G-forces of the car actually shifting or accelerating or braking or turning. It's so enjoyable to just rip down a back road. A lot more enjoyable than on a video game. Bro, then this car gives you crazy pops on the overrun. Listen to this. Maybe that one wasn't that good. So yeah, the steering feel itself was honestly pretty similar, because modern sim racing wheels and modern sim racing games are actually pretty advanced at this point and getting pretty dang accurate. But I feel like on a sim, you don't really get like the full experience of driving an actual car, you know what I mean? You know, you're not feeling the car go through gears whenever you shift, you don't feel it accelerate, you don't feel it brake, you know? You don't feel it turn or anything. Like, it's just the G-forces and hearing the engine notes in person. Like, maybe I'm yapping, but the steering itself is somewhat similar, but it's the full experience that's different. So yeah, overall, with the speed comparison, I guess Forza Horizon 5 cars are slightly faster than the cars that they're based off of in real life. They sound slightly different, and in case of the BMW M4, slightly worse than their car in real life. And with steering, the feel itself is somewhat accurate, but you don't quite get the full experience of driving a car when you're on the sim. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and make sure to go check out the second channel if you're into cars. It'll be the first link in the description, but thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.